Y'all who are joining us on Facebook, settle in, grab your coffee, drink of water, juice, whatever it is you need. Make yourself comfortable. We're going to worship together. The sounding of the chimes begins now.
I know I can't go wherever the wind blows. This much I do know. Though darkness may blind you, I'll come and find you. You know that it's so. And when I'm lonely, you are the only answer I see. And when I'm weary, whenever you're near me, I know that I am free. I do know, though darkness may blind you, I'll come and find you. You know that it's so. And when I'm lonely, you are the only answer I see. And when I'm weary, whenever you're near me, I know that I am free. Let us gather at this river. Let us gather one by one. Let us gather at this river. Let us gather one by one. Let us gather at this river. Let us gather one by one. Let us gather at this river. Let us gather one by one.
Oh, y'all. When I got that video of Elena and Haley singing, I burst into tears. So I don't know about y'all, but that's what happened to me. Good morning. I'm the Reverend Amy Carol Webb, and my pronouns are she, her, and they. Welcome to our Love Stream service, the River of Grass Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Davie, Florida, where we are under shelter-in-place orders. So we meet here where the medium is virtual, but the bonds of community are some of the realest things we can know in this time of great uncertainty. It is so good to see you this morning. In this congregation, it is our mission to nurture our spirits, love intentionally, and create a just and healthy planet. In our enduring search for truth, meaning, and faith, what we share here is not an unchanging dogma, but an affirmation that we are called to be agents of love and justice to build a world where everyone is cherished for who they are. Our mission is not changed in this time the world seems to have tilted on its axis, but all the more a brilliant flame lighting our way. Our connections are not weakened by the physical distance that we must keep at this time, but strengthened by our growing awareness of and gratitude for our bonds with one another and with the interconnected web of all being and the holy by any name. However you made your way among us this morning, welcome you for who you are, as you are, where you are, and promise not to just leave you there. In this world that's moving too fast and not fast enough, let us pause in this moment to take some breath together. And one more. This morning, we begin our new monthly theme for this new month of May, which is thresholds. Now, this theme was chosen last year because May is always a month of transitions, with the end of the academic year, the comings and goings of our lives, graduations, retirements, impending summer weddings, and in Unitarian Universalism, the bridging of our teens into young adulthood. These are still true, and these are still happening, even as we lament that they cannot proceed in the ways that we are accustomed to. We did not expect a year ago that this May we'd be staying behind the thresholds of our homes to keep safe for ourselves and for our families and for those we love and for the strangers in our community as well. We didn't know that we would also be waiting at the threshold of a new normal that we just can't comprehend yet. We also set the first Sunday of May as our annual spring music celebration, and it still is. For in times of great change, music is all the more a place of refuge and of joy, and a gateway to wisdom and a voice of prophecy. So come with us now to the place the beloved Muslim poet Rumi leads us when he says, "We have fallen into the place where everything is music. The strumming and the flute notes rise into the atmosphere, and even if the whole world's harp should burn up, there will still be hidden instruments playing. So the candle flickers and goes out. We have flint and a spark." Stop the words now. Open the window in the center of the chest and let the spirit fly in and out. The flaming chalice is a symbol of our Unitarian Universalist tradition, a beacon of religious liberty shining through generations, now ours to hold high. Please join your voices with the Enright family as Emma and Eleanor kindle their family chalice, which Emma made when she became a river chalice lighter.
We light this sacred flame today, that by its light we may see the path of liberation before us and dare to take it as one people, living the way of love unfolding through us.
In the light of love, let us renew our covenant as we say together. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
El amor es el espíritu de esta congregación y el servicio es el ley principal. Esta es nuestra gran promesa, vivir juntos en paz, buscar la verdad a través de amor y ayudarnos mutuamente.
Still with thee, nor leaves thy side, and I am thine, I rest in thee. Great Spirit, come and rest in me.
In our community each week, we share pieces of our lives. This too takes a new form in our new normal. First, let us hold a moment of stillness in the midst of this world changing around us. At a time we find we must pause and also keep going, keep hoping, keep loving, looking for the goodness that surely remains in us and all beings connected within the interdependent web of life which we belong to. Take a moment to feel it. Here with people who love you for who you are and will not let you go. If you would like to share a thought that you would like to bring into this circle of community that we can lift up, that we can honor, that we can share, remembering our joys are multiplied, our burdens are divided. You can write it in the chat and we will lift it up here. We have visitors from all kinds of places out of town. I'm seeing some folks go by here. Yeah, tears coming. Your musicians figuring out how to bring us this music, the youngins participating in every way they can. Goodness gracious. How blessed are we? How grateful. Okay. Kudos to our own James Taylor, Gary Gonzalez, who put on a fantastic concert last night, and Aaron rocked with his opening instrumentals. Maureen reports that her stepson is recovering from COVID-19. Our thoughts go there. Yes, Nikhil's Spanish was quite impressive, Bruce says. Gratitude for everyone's love and support and physical labor that helped me move into my new tiny home. That's from Callie Lefevre. Karen Cat asked for prayers for her beloved Uncle Dave, who is in hospice. Our prayers fly, Cat. Pam and Grant to everyone. On Thursday, we moved to our new home in Central Florida. We will miss our River of Grass family, but rejoice in our continuing time together in virtual community with love, Pam and Grant. And yes, Pam and Grant, we have now transcended zip codes. So you can be with us anytime. We'll be watching for you. We'll be waiting for you. And we thank you for your years of service in this beloved community. Gail is offering tears of joy. Thank you, River of Grass Choir and Rebecca and Alan. Lori Loyola says, rest in peace, Terry Hornick. 5/1/2019. Lori's wife. May her memory be for a blessing. Todd is concerned with the upticks in child abuse and domestic violence. Yes, we keep those in our prayers, and there are those in this congregation working on that this very minute. Grace reports sorrow at the tragic death of my daughter's 2 dogs. They were true members of our family. I'm so sorry. Renato asked that we send healing waves to Angel Wall from Susie. She is struggling with COVID-19. Yes, we send our love and our prayers of healing to Angel. Man, she's been fighting that for a while. Judy says she's so grateful for her covenant group, the Herons on the Hammock. They've inspired her and helped so much. Jenna is grateful that she can still be here with us. Karen Lee reports yesterday she heard the most wonderful music in 2 months. Our co-op pool was reopened with cautions and 5 children's voices, and laughter filled the air. Sandy is our office administrator and is the one who keeps all of this thing that we do at River of Grass rolling from behind the scenes. She says she's looking forward to dropping some supplies to her grandmother in Cutler Bay with the kids. We'll practice social distancing. Her birthday's coming up. She'll be 93. Celebrations for that, even though you will miss the hugs. London asked for prayers for her mom as she deals with the loss of her husband. I'm sorry, London. Please relay our condolences to her. Gary and Karen, to everyone, thank you for supporting James Taylor last night. Rumor has it he'll be doing a free concert in the near future for those unable to attend. Stay tuned. The Hutton Corps say happiest of birthdays to our firstborn Levante. How can he be 20? How is that possible? Let's see. Mary Haynes says, thank you for being here, everyone. The world needs you and us. And Jody says, one day she looks forward to visiting our congregation in person. May we be well and thrive until then. We'll be watching for you. We'll be watching for you when you come. Love and blessings for all come from someone named Unspecified, and we take those blessings seriously too. Nicole says, grateful to be turning in my last assignment today to complete my semester. I hope to have more time to be creative between classes and lifting hope for our friend Angel. Todd is grateful for Unitarian Universalism and so many without a safe space who feel alone today. Meg reports there were 9 burrowing owls last evening just south of our church home off Flamingo Road. It was a beautiful sight. I wish I could have seen that. And Mary Lisa says, please remember my friend Mario, who lost his grandmother to COVID. His mother is in a coma from COVID, and his father and uncle are also suffering with COVID. Y'all stay home. Encourage others to stay home if you can. If you can't, if you're a first responder or an essential worker, or somehow your boss has said you have to work, our prayers for protection go with you. Otherwise, stay home. We're not through with this. And it will be over sooner if we can discipline ourselves to keep this up, to protect everyone, even if you don't feel at risk, to protect everyone else. Let's take a moment of silence to lift up these things, written and unwritten, spoken and unspoken, shared, not shared, knowing that our hearts can be seen even as we ask that we be seers of hearts. Thank you to all who share with us in this way. Thank you for trusting us with your sorrow, lifting us up with your joy, gathering us in with your gratitude, carrying us forward with your hope. It takes each of us and all of us to live this vision of who we can be and dare to be who we are. Source of all, we ask that we be seen and known. We ask that we be seers and knowers. We lift all these things. We share all these things. We carry these things together in the name of all that is holy. Amen, amen, amin, aho, ashe. Namaste, blessed be. And so it is.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be whole. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be whole. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be whole.
Welcome, happy morning to you all. Our wisdom story today is about singing and being thankful and dogs. Yes, dogs. Let's see how those three connect together. Once there was, and may still be, a dog family. Here they all are. Like many dog families, the dogs in this one were all different sizes and shapes. There were former show dogs and plain old mutts. They came from all kinds of places, from animal shelters, from the streets, from other dog families. These dogs, they ran together. They played together. There were a whole pile of tails and snouts running and jumping. They loved each other very much, even though sometimes one might snarl because he didn't get the biscuit, or one might growl because he wasn't feeling well. Each night, the entire dog family would go outside and sit in a circle to watch the moon rise. They would sit patiently, their tails wagging, and as soon as the moon was high enough, the eldest dog would start baying. Oh, oh. Baying and howling, that's a dog's way of singing. Eldest dog was telling his family, the moon, and the whole world what he was thankful for. His heart was so filled with gratitude, he just couldn't help it. Thank you for this day, he bayed, for the running and the jumping. Thank you for the biscuit, it was so tasty. Thanks for being able to sing. Thank you for this and everything. And so it went around the circle. One dog after another would stand up and bay their gratitude. They bayed for the sun that warmed them, for the wiggly dog dances they got to do together, for UPS trucks to chase, and for gross stuff on the sidewalks to sniff. Thank you, thank you, thank you, they sang and sang and sang, going around and around the circle until it was Gina's turn. Gina was a little dog. She was new to the family. She was very shy and scared. The dogs got quiet and waited. The oldest dog turned to her and said, Gina, are you thankful? We're thankful for you. Join us in singing our thanks. Gina quietly whispered, I can't sing. Where I came from, they told me never to sing. They told me singing was bad. The oldest dog looked at Gina, who was shivering. Oh, Gina, he said, we all sing with the same voice in harmony. We were born to sing, at times happy and sad. Please, please, for all of us. And the moon, just try. Let everything you're feeling right now, from the tip of your tail to your muzzle, just let it build up and try to sing. And Gina did just that. She stood up, she closed her eyes, she tipped back her muzzle, and her soul gushed out like a giant wind. She bayed and sang her thanks. And her new family, oh, they all joined her, singing over and over. And these were their words. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Mother. Thank you, sister. Thank you, brother. Thank you, neighbor. Thank you, friend. Thank you, stranger. Thank you, spirit. For all the creatures near and far, thank you, wherever you are. Woo! So now, are you feeling thankful? Although we can't hear each other because we're on mute, we can all see each other. So let's join our dog family friends and bay, bark, or howl our thanks for each other, for all we have, and to the world.
Thank you. As you may know, I begin each day with prayers and meditations on the beauty at hand in our world, in my life. And then I gradually turn my thoughts towards the day ahead and the way ahead. I cannot tell you how grateful I am for this old practice in this new time. But these days, that moment that I turn to this day at hand, that's the moment that I get smacked with the realities of what we're living through together right now. Realities we could not fathom and still can't really 8 weeks into this ordeal. Doesn't it seem so much longer ago that we began? In this new reality we share, we learn that crossing thresholds sometimes sets us free and sometimes keeps us in, and that some doors open outward and some doors open inward. And that for all our routines and expectations and habits and plans, the world, the earth, life itself, none of these answer to us, but rather we answer to them. So headed into this 8th week with River of Grass's building's doors closed, we yearn to know what's next for our community and for our world, for our families. We lament, as surely we should, that there is much to grieve in this time. We look out across the world that looks both so familiar and so bizarrely unfamiliar at once. And we cry, we could not have known. We could not have known. Or could we? In the late 1800s, a prophet of the Seneca nation named Handsome Lake told of the coming destruction of the environment, of famines, of endless war, and even the destruction of the ozone layer when he foretold a calamity with the veil over all. Indigenous peoples the world over in every generation have prophesied of the end of the world. But as the Anishinaabe elder, Korchene of Manitoba, Canada, has reminded us, these prophecies do not see the end of the world as an ending, but as a new beginning. The end of the world, Korchene says, can also be understood that we're being given an opportunity to put an end to our destructive behaviors. We could not have known, or could we? 30 years ago. Boy, Renato just took us to a place I want to stay. "30 years ago, the Buddhist scholar and environmental activist Joanna Macy began teaching the tools of resilience to respond to crisis with tools that reconnect. The Great Turning," she said, "is a name for the essential challenge of our time. The shift from an industrial growth society to a life-sustaining society. A society that turns from the destructive to the creative. And what will make this life-sustaining society? Once again, the first peoples carry the wisdom we seek. Kochene reminds us, we were given instructions on how to live and how to behave, and we have strayed away from those original instructions. Now the signs tell us that what we need to do now is reflect on our behavior, on how we're treating life, on how we're treating each other as human beings. We could not have known. Or could we? we could not have known. Or could we? Last year, 2019, at our Unitarian Universalist General Assembly, the Reverend Marta I. Valentin called us as a people of faith into a delicate turning toward more fervently being the bearers of love and justice this broken world so desperately needs. History is being made in this turning, she proclaimed. What will you do with your now? Now here we are, not even a whole year later, and the coronavirus crisis has exposed just how broken our world is for all to see. The veil has been pulled back. And it also shows us a way forward for the revolution in consciousness and behavior that the elders have been calling for hundreds of years. An opportunity to meet crisis with courage, not collapse. An opportunity to rebuild a more just and loving world in this great turning. We will not go back. We cannot go back. We will decide where we go from here. We will decide where we go from here. We will choose how we lead. We will choose what values we will lay down and stand upon to move forward from this day onward. We hold that power more than ever right now, in a time we would be made to think ourselves helpless. We are more powerful than ever. Love is more powerful than ever. We see it played out every day. And so I ask you this morning, in this great turning, how shall we be known?
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fasts. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive in this great turning. We shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive in this great turning. We shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love.
Sustain and strengthen this beloved community and its mission in our world through the gifts of our time and skills, our love and laughter, and our money. Each Sunday, half of our undesignated offerings go to LifeNet for Families, which provides hot meals 365 days a year, as well as clothing and support here in Broward County. The other half supports the mission and ministry of River of Grass. This sharing practice is more crucial than ever in this tumultuous time, where we commit again to do our part to support the people most at risk in our community. So, since we can't pass our baskets as usual right now, how do we do that? We have centralized several ways to give on our River of Grass website at the link you see on the screen and in the chat. If you like using text to give, you can still do that. If you're accustomed to putting a regular amount in the basket, you can now do that digitally on our Donate webpage, either by using the Donate button or contacting our office to set up an automatic donation so you don't have to think about it until we gather again. You can take a moment to do that now as the music plays, or do it later, or if you need support to set that up, please contact our office and we'll help. Whatever method works best for you, please give generously and joyfully, that we may feed and fortify this congregation and its good work in the world that needs it now more than ever. We extinguish this chalice flame, but not the fire that burns within, nor the light that leads us on. Once more, the words of Ma Muse. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now. And what a time to be alive. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love. Let us hold this vision before our eyes and dare to make it so. Until we meet again, shine on.